We're back. Right. The Intent to Live by Larry Moss. This was recommended to me a long time ago. Excuse me, just gonna clean off the dust. Recommended to me a long time ago by an acting teacher. Didn't read it for ages, but it really tells me a lot about acting isn't acting. Acting is being. If I can just sum up this book in like one sentence, it does give you exercises. Majority of them are exercises to do with your acting partner. Not having a live acting partner, just have to kind of imagine what to do in those situations. Talks about stakes, actor's choice. It's a really eye-opening book. So this guy, Larry Moss, he's an acting coach. He knows what he's doing. Okay, so if you are thinking about acting, don't really know what it's about, or you think you know what it's about, I recommend this book. Extra Lives by Tom Bissell. I don't remember much about this book, but yes, now I do. It talks about several games. So the games are Fallout, Headshots, The Unbearable Lightness of Games. Oh no, does it talk about the games itself? I think this is the one where I had the misprint of Yuji Naka. Anyway, it's a video game book, so it's a good read in terms of history. So Fallout, Headshots, The Unbearable Lightness of Games, The Grammar of Fun, Little Big Problems, Braided, Mass Effects, Far Cries, and Grand Thefts. Takes the reader on an insightful and an entertaining tour of the art and meaning of video games. So check it out. Okay. Practical handbook for the actor. It is practical because it gives you exercises and stuff, and it's like really short. I read it, took what I needed from it, and yeah, it's got part 1, the technique, part 2, pitfalls, emotional trap, myth of character, keeping the theatre clean, conclusion, planning physical action, analyzing a scene, the truth of the moment, externals, preparing for a scene, troubleshooting, tools of the craft. This is by, I don't know who it's by. Oh, it's by these people. So if you want to pick this up, it's like less than 100 pages, 86 pages. You can read this in a day, come on. So if you don't want to get Larry Moss book, get this one. David Mamet. True and False. He has some interesting ideas, and some acting teachers swear by him. So I want to see what was up with this guy, basically. The as if. I think that's what I took away from this. The magical if, basically, is what I took from this, or what I grew to understand. Content. To the actor, some thoughts. Ancestor worship. A generation that would like to stay in school. Scholarship. Find the mark. I'm on the corner. Business is business. Auditions. Paint by numbers. Work. Oral interpretation. Helping the play. Acceptance. The rehearsal process. The play and the scene. Emotions. Actions. Guilt. Concentration. Talent. Habit. The designated hitter. Performance and character. The villain and the hero. Acting as if. They once walked among us. 11 o'clock always comes. Meritocracy. So he has some interesting ideas. Not necessarily I didn't agree with them, just I thought, okay, that's an interesting idea. I'll take it. If I need it, discard what I don't need. Bruce Lee principle. Yeah. David Mamet. If you don't know who he is, check him out. Rebound by Bob Greene. Rebound, The Odyssey of Michael Jordan. Again, mini biography. I remember reading it and I thought this was really, really good. It's really fun. Look at that. Look at the picture. Cool, right? I want to say that was against Orlando because he's wearing those shoes, but can't say for sure. Yeah, again, another biography, this time by Bob Greene, from, I think, doesn't say which chapters, doesn't have a chapter listing, but I think this is similar to the other one, the other Michael Jordan book. Anyway, okay, now we come to plays. After the End, Dennis Kelly. Classic. If you're an actor, aspiring actor, let me take this bookmark out. Useful. If you're an actor, aspiring actor, and not necessarily a theatre actor, you still have to read this. And I believe that was it 12 Cloverfield Lane? Anyway, whatever Cloverfield Lane was loosely based on this, or took elements from this. It's about two characters, male, female, Mark and Louise. They're stuck in a bunker, if you like. It's a end of the world bunker. Those kind of bunkers that people believe would protect them from the second coming of Christ. Doesn't say exactly the second coming of Christ, but it could easily be World War III. It's a bunker, okay? And this guy Mark likes Louise, and Louise kind of knows Mark but doesn't know Mark, and it's just about relationships. I've never seen this performed, but I've seen clips of it on YouTube. It's all right. It's a play, you know. It's a play. It's not, again, for reference. That's it. I won't go further. Just if you are an actor and you haven't read that, you have to read that. This one, not so much. Constellations by Nick Payne. Reading up about it, this was performed by, I forget the woman, but this was performed also by Jake Gyllenhaal in a New York production. Does it say in here? No, it doesn't. But for the UK version, Roland, same character as Jake Gyllenhaal's character, was performed by Rafe Spall, which I rate as an actor. And interesting play. It's kind of like what you would do in the situation if you could repeat the situation. Like, would you say hello, or would you say hello? Would you say hello? That kind of thing. Interesting play. Would not recommend it as a showcase, but again, it has been done as a showcase. Okay, next. Oliana. The only reason I have this is because one solitary teacher recommended this, and I couldn't find it online. I was so pissed off I couldn't find it online that I kind of spent my whatever it was, £2.50 or whatever it was to buy this, and it's a really poor play. I mean, Mamet has some good plays and some bad plays, and some good films and some bad films, as everyone does, right? You can't expect to just go through life having everything amazing. You can't be Christopher Nolan. I'm joking. I'm sure Tenet's gonna be amazing. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. So yeah, this is a play which I needed apparently for one class, and I don't even remember what goes on in this play. That's how. Oh yes, and then for this class, I realized that there was a movie which I just blatantly watched the movie. I think I was told not to watch the movie, but I'm like, look, anything we have in class, it's never going to be brand new material. Never. It's always going to be past material. And there's always going to be an actor which has played my character. Now, I'm not going to copy his voice, his physicality, his delivery, his intentions, his objectives, his tactics, his obstacles, his backstory. No. I'm going to have that prepared, and as an actor who's just repeating that role and probably won't ever get cast in that role because it's a class, it's an exercise, I'm going to compare notes and see how he did it differently or similarly, right? And I think that's the, not downfall, but like that's a negative for new actors, is they think that they need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to playing or researching a famous role, quote unquote famous role. Like say you get given Macbeth, right? You know there's going to be so many actors who have played Macbeth, and they're going to have similar choices, and you don't need to make something superbly bold and be a completely different choice, because a different choice may not be congruent. It may not work, be effective for that particular play. And again, you need to go with what the director's asking. So I think this is what started me off with really, really researching who did the play before, researching the actor, researching their physicality, just how they live, whether they're, what kind of Myers-Briggs they are. If you don't know what Myers-Briggs is, Google Myers-Briggs personality test and you'll find out, because everyone has a different type of personality. And as an actor, you're not going to always be playing your personality. You're going to be playing someone who's extrovert, someone who's introvert. That's an example. Someone who's I forget what the other ones are. But anyway, spending way too much time on this, I think, because this really prompted me to investigate. Next, Bull, Mike Bartlett. So there was a showcase where they did Bull and Contractions as a showcase. I just said the showcase twice. I didn't like it. I mean, maybe for a showcase, it's fine, but in terms of the play, really boring to me. Anyway, okay, moving on. In the Blink of an Eye, Walter Murch. Okay, for screen actors, have you ever wondered why in a two-shot, and then when they have a coverage of one character, then the next character, have you ever thought why sometimes you can see the reaction of someone's face and then hear the other person talking, as well as why you can see someone talking and not see the reaction just yet, or the reaction is delayed? And the answer is in the blink of an eye. So to summarize, where Walter likes to cut between the two actors is when the actor blinks, because, paraphrasing, that's when the actor takes off the attention, but that's when the actor who's finished delivering the line knows that it's his turn or her turn to receive. Right? So when you're speaking, you're putting all your attention on the other person, and when you're not speaking, you're receiving everything. That's basically acting 101. Okay, and where Walter likes to cut, and I think he talks about oh, his name's gone out of my head for just a second. You know, the guy from, the fucking guy. What's that guy's name? Shit. Not Harry Redknapp. I'm struggling with this guy's name. It'll come to me. Anyway, for all you screen actors, when you wonder why they cut when they cut. And if you don't know what cut is and you're a screen actor, shame on you. And if you don't know what J cut and L cut are, then you need to learn. So as a hobby, I edit as well. So this really helped me in terms of editing, as to understand why a performance was being cut, what is impactful for the audience, and how to deliver an impactful performance, and hopefully in post remain in the movie rather than be on the cutting room floor. Okay. Death Note. The Los Angeles BB murder cases is basically translated from a Japanese novel. It's just an extension. I don't even remember what extension from, but yeah, whatever. It's just this Tokyo Vice, really good story. Tokyo Vice, Jake Adelstein, was going to be adapted, featuring your favorite Harry Potter guy, Daniel Radcliffe. I think Daniel Radcliffe got dropped, and then they're using the guy from Baby Driver, Ansel Ehrenhort. I don't remember how to say his name. No, I'm confusing that name with the guy who played Han Solo, aren't I? Anyway, the guy from Baby Driver. That's who I last looked at on IMDb that they're doing this with, but it's in pre. So this is the real guy. What do you think? So this is a reporter, journalist, American journalist, who at 19 he went to Japan. He did loads of crazy shit. In Tokyo. And yes, it does involve crime and Yakuza, but it is a really good read because his Japanese is perfect. He really went deep, and yeah, it's a crime story from the journalist's point of view, and he doesn't sugarcoat anything. So check that out. All right, Fortune Cookie, The Fortune Cookie Chronicles. Jennifer 8 Lee. Good book. Cost me £2. It's like several stories about fortune cookies. And I always thought this would be really good to adapt into a TV series, because you got 10, 11 chapters. Yeah, 10, 11 chapters. And each one can be an episode. And if you need 12 episodes in a season, you can have a two-parter. And it's about, one is about how fortune cookies have lottery numbers. Another is about the different fortune cookie companies battling against each other. Some were a bit boring, some of the stories, but some of them, the lottery number ones. So that's how people play the lottery. And then one time there were like an exorbitant amount of winners. I think like 40 winners, and they all played the same number. And then they wondered how, and then they came from the fortune cookie. So I thought that was a good story idea. Anyway, we'll reread eventually. Do the Work, Stephen Pressfield, who also wrote The War of Art. So it's a really simple book. Look how big that is. Look. So it's telling you what to do. Just do the work. So do the work. Super Mario. How Nintendo Conquered America. It's just a story about Nintendo from, I think, recalling their console in Japan. It mentions that, oh, this is the one that had Yuji Naka's name in as Yuki Naka. So that was hilarious. Yeah, it's just a reference book. A little bit of this is by Jeff Ryan. It's okay. If you're into video games, Console Wars. All right, Console Wars by Blake J. Harris. He wants this into a movie so bad. He wants to make this a movie so bad. Tom Kalinske. I was thinking like Jeff Bridges, the other Jeff, the guy from Dumb and Dumber. That Jeff, that he could play Tom Kalinske, and obviously me for Yuji Naka, because I have I have his face. No, I don't. But we could always get someone to do the prosthetics. Anyway, this is what would happen if you thought like the conversation would go on about the Sony PlayStation when they were making the Sony PlayStation, and what's the conversation between Nintendo and Sony at the time when Sony got bumped at CES? What would that conversation be like? He goes into trying to put down on paper what that conversation was like. It was a good book. I would not reread it. I'd probably audiobook it. I mean, look how thick it is. And if this was ever made into a movie, he's trying. I think he sold the rights, but has not yet been made into a script form even. It's just kind of pre-production. So yeah, if you like video games and you don't know about video game history, it's a good book in terms of fictionalizing the video game history. There is some truth to what he's written, but yeah, there you go. Yakuza Moon. Alright, so everyone complaining about no female lead roles. This is a female lead role, where that's her. She sounds typical, but she was in a dysfunctional family, found refuge in the Yakuza, had an abusive Yakuza boyfriend, etc., etc. Moved up the ranks, saw people change. But yeah, definitely this book can definitely be made into a movie, I feel. Just oh yeah, the most important point. Memoirs of a Gangster's Daughter. So yeah, so she was already part of the so-called system, Yakuza system, and because father was abusive, would come back late, father would cheat on mom, she herself ended up getting cheated on, she cheated, etc., etc. So she really saw it from her point of view. It's an interesting story. So similar to Sopranos, I guess, but the main character would be like Meadow, right? So it's her story, and it's a good book, good story, and it's a true story, right? And this is the next biopic for who would play. So out of all the female leads I'm thinking of, Constance, no, doesn't really fit this face, right? Lana Condor, no. Rinko, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, that is my pile, I believe, for 2017.